Hello, Erongo Talk viewers, and welcome back to another exciting episode of Erongo Talk. I'm your host, Sheldon. Join us, and as per usual, we bring you latest news, weather and tides. And today we're joined by the acting Chief Traffic Officer of the Walvis Bay municipality, Clifton Jacobs, who gives us an overview on traffic flow during the festive season. Up next, we have our calendar day, so stay tuned.
Erongo Talk brings you community news in the Erongo region. Erongo Talk aims to reach coastal residents, keeping them updated on what's happening in their community. This show is broadcasted on NTV, oneof2.com, and cross-shared on the following Facebook platforms: Erongo, The Republican, Algemeine Zeitung, Namibian Sun, and Namibia Media Holdings. Erongo Talk focuses on community news, weather update, fishing report, helpful tips, as well as sport and entertainment. For news-related or advertising queries, contact Erongo Talk at synergy.com.na. Erongo Talk, our community, your news. Erongo Talk brings you community news in the Erongo region. For news-related or advertising queries, contact Erongo Talk at synergy.com.na. Erongo Talk, our community, your news.
And now for your first news story. The new premises of the DRC Women's Community Trust were officially inaugurated and opened recently. The official inauguration had to be postponed several times due to corona-related travel restrictions. It was a special day for dozens of women. About 250 children in Anya Rover, who has been working for women and children in the district for well over 10 years. For years, the kindergarten, soup kitchen and employment project of the DRC Women's Community Trust were housed in 5 containers. 12 months ago, they were able to move into a newly constructed building complex the size of an apartment block. The buildings and equipment worth more than 11 million at the current exchange rate were financed mainly by the Dutch Namibia Gelselsdrafts, DNG, German Namibian Society based in Germany. During the official inauguration and opening, the project initiator Anya Rover talked about her many years of commitment and her goals. With the current large extension, a new peak has been reached. Now, in a contemporary setting, one could give even more women an opportunity to earn a living, she said. Around 120 children are offered kindergarten and preschool care with daily meals, and 180 to 250 children receive a meal twice a week through the soup kitchen. And now in our second story, the management committee of the municipality of Walvis Bay has given its approval for an application received from Ubuntu Healthcare to acquire ERF 6288 in KwaZulu for an estimated 18 million in order to establish a healthcare facility. The envisioned facility will accommodate a number of healthcare components and offer general surgery relating to minor day surgery procedures, cosmetic medical attention, and a dental practice, to mention a few. The MC recommended that for purpose of establishing the envisioned healthcare facility, institutional ERF 6288 located in KwaZulu and which is plus minus 15,772 square meters in extent, to be sold by private transaction to Ubuntu Healthcare at an estimated of $1 per square meter, on a pending approval from the Ministry of the Urban and Rural Development. The land may only be used for a health facility and related activities, and on date of sale, the applicant must contribute 10% of the purchase price towards the landscaping and green belt fund. Now in our third story, a 3-month-old baby, Judith Natisha Popieni, was found dead in a bed at a daycare center on Monday. The commander of Community Service Unit in the Erongo region, Inspector Eleni Shapumba, confirmed the incident and explained that, according to the caregiver at Twinkle Daycare, the child was dropped off by the mother at 7 in the morning. She was allegedly fine, and during midday, the caregiver fed her and laid her down on a mattress and covered her with a blanket. The mother of the baby returned from work at about 6 in the afternoon to collect her baby. When she picked her up, she realized that the child was not moving. Paramedics from Swakopmund State Hospital, as well as the police, were called to the scene. The body of the baby was transported to the Swakopmund State Hospital for their certificate by a doctor. Now, viewers, if you guys want to read more on what we brought you today, please make sure to visit our website. That's at www.erongo.com.na. We'll be right back after the break.
Erongo Talk brings you community news in the Erongo region. Erongo Talk aims to reach coastal residents, keeping them updated on what's happening in their community. This show is broadcasted on NTV, oneof2.com, and cross-shared on the following Facebook platforms: Erongo, The Republican, Algemeine Zeitung, Namibian Sun, and Namibia Media Holdings. Erongo Talk focuses on community news, weather update, fishing report, helpful tips, as well as sport and entertainment. For news-related or advertising queries, contact Erongo Talk at synergy.com.na. Erongo Talk, our community, your news.
I think Namco is changing the game.
The service at Namco is amazing.
Fast and friendly.
Always ready to cater to you.
Use them often when we do our trips.
Namco is the one.
Namibia Media Holdings will once again publish the sought-after special focus edition on the marine and fishing sector, which will cover in-depth insight on the industry, its role players in government and private sector, and its stakeholders in Namibia. The Marine and Fishing Focus will be published on Tuesday, the 22nd of February 2023 in the NMH daily publications, namely Republican, Namibian Sun, and Algemeine Zeitung. To find out more about the combined advertising packages, including print, social and digital media, as well as NTV, contact us at focuseditions@synergy.com.na.
region. For news-related or advertising queries, contact Erongo Talk at synergy.com.na. Erongo Talk, our community, your news.
Okay, viewers, today we're in the company of Mr.
Clifton Jacobs.
Okay, Mr. Jacobs, can you just give us an overall brief and overview of traffic during December?
Yeah, okay, Hans. As we all know, during the past 2 years, we didn't have that lot of visitors to the coast due to COVID restrictions and all other problems, financial problems and stuff like that. But this year, the visitors really boomed, and we had a lot of traffic on our road, especially on our coastal towns, Swakopmund, Walvis Bay, and Walvis Bay. And I also observed that we had a lot of visitors from Botswana as well as South Africa, and then our local people who also come to the coast to enjoy their holidays in the colder weather. The weather were nice. It played a big part in the people's enjoyment at the coast. But eventually, with that also comes problems, traffic-related issues, as well as people that misbehave. But we were a great group that worked, and we tried our best to maintain law and order around the coast here.
Okay, and then how many roadblocks were deployed in the coast, and were they efficient?
Yes, the roadblocks was efficient. We had a permanent roadblock between Walvis Bay and Swakopmund, as well as just outside Swakopmund on your way to Arandis. And then we had also fixed roadblocks in and around town. We, on the daily patrols, we also had stop and search, checked vehicles for fitness, driver's fitness, vehicles fitness, and all that stuff. So yes, the roadblocks were effective, and I think sometimes, especially on the road between Walvis Bay and Swakopmund, it could be a little bit frustrated because of the heavy flow of traffic that moved. But the people were patient, and I thank them for that. They understood that we were here doing a job, and that we wanted to save lives and to keep everything in order in and around the coast. So I want to thank the public for their assistance also in this regard.
Okay. And then approximately how many fines were issued this festive season?
Yes, we issued a lot of fines, especially from the municipal traffic side in Walvis Bay. We issued over 400 written summonses or notices to appear in court to offenders, traffic-related offenders. And then we also issued verbal as well as written warnings to drivers as well as pedestrians. And a few vehicles were suspended, if I'm correct. I think it's about 25 vehicles were suspended, which was found in an unroadworthy condition, and they were stopped from being used on a public road. And then our big headache is drunken driving. We still have a big issue concerning drunken driving. And since the start of the operations, we arrested 44 people for drunken driving in Walvis Bay alone.
And then, speaking about drunken driving, you guys have the booze bus. What role does the booze bus play in
Yes, I can tell you that the booze bus is really like a fear factor. If they see the bus, or when they saw the bus on the road, they will always warn each other and say, "No, okay, the bus is out, so guys, please don't take chances." The good part of the booze bus is it's an office on wheels. We have all our equipment in the vehicle. We have our alcohol testing equipment. We have our computers in the bus. We can check for outstanding fines. We can test people for drunken driving, breathalyzer test, stuff like that. We even have a holding cell there. So if you arrest somebody on the scene or at a roadblock or wherever, fix a roadblock in town or around town, you can keep that person in the bus for minute or two, and you don't have to drive up and down. So it really helps, and as I said, it's a big, I will not, don't want to use the word, but it gives people a big fright, and it makes them more cautious if they travel on the roads.
Okay, and then how was this year's operations compared to last year?
Yes, as I said in the beginning, we had a lot more people than the previous seasons, and we really worked hard. We worked nearly 24 hours a day. We had day and night shifts. We attended the roadblock in partnership with our stakeholders, the Namibian Police, the Roads Authority, all of them, the police reservists. They also did a great job in assisting us at the roadblocks as well as patrols in town. And then, as I said, there were a lot of functions and parties and stuff going on where public attended to, like Independence Beach was quite busy. I think they are still ongoing until sometime in January. And then we had two big parties at Langstrand, the Sound of Summer Festival. That also attracted a lot of visitors or a lot of people. And where alcohol or where young people is, there will always be problems. So it was quite busy, but I must say that I'm glad nothing serious happened during the time of these parties. And we also had people that were very cautious, and they even make use of designated drivers. Parents or friends went to pick them up or drop them off, and the organizers also made their own transport available. So that also helped a lot. Lesser vehicles on the scene or at the events, and it makes it a little bit easier for us, to do our job at that areas.
Okay, and then you spoke about the seriousness. How many car crashes were there and how many fatalities were there in the coast?
Yes, I'm happy to say that we only had two road crashes. One just outside Swakopmund as you come to Walvis Bay at Vierkant Klip, and one as you entered Walvis Bay at the Narrowville Bridge. And luckily no serious injuries. It was only slight injuries and no fatalities, no major accidents in and around town. And I think that also our visibility during the day as well as during the night also played a big role in this, because the police and the traffic officers were everywhere, so people were really cautious.
Okay, and then finally, what message would you like to give to vehicle owners, taxi drivers, and then long distance drivers like the truckers?
Yes, I experienced an issue with the long distance drivers, especially the minibus drivers. They drove from here to the north. It's about 900 to 1,000 kilometers from here, and they drove, drop off and come back. So that driver doesn't get rest. And fatigue can also be a big problem when it comes to driver behavior, and it can cause serious accidents. So what I did at the roadblocks, I warned those people and asked them to please get some time off, rest a little bit. And on our taxi drivers, I must say we didn't experience really any problems with them. The only disappointment in the whole festive season was the grace period, or the ex gratia period that they got to come and pay their outstanding fines. They didn't make use of it, so now we will start again. We will arrest them again, and they will then have to go to court where they could have just paid the fines, and the fines would be solved. So I'm urged the people, please, if there's still time until the 31st of January, please make a call or come make a visit to our office, sort out this outstanding fines or warrant of arrest, because after the 31st of January, we will again go back and arrest you, and you will have to go to court then.
Okay, and then I have one more question. You mentioned that drunk driving is your biggest headache. Is there a plan in place for this year to curb this problem?
Yeah, definitely. We will have more, if we can, we will have more officers at different places. You see,
Erongo Talk brings you community news in the Erongo region. Erongo Talk aims to reach coastal residents, keeping them updated on what's happening in their community. This show is broadcasted on NTV, 102.com, and cross-shared on the following Facebook platforms: Erongo, The Republican, Algemeine Zeitung, Namibian Sun, and Namibia Media Holdings. Erongo Talk focuses on community news, weather update, fishing report, helpful tips, as well as sport and entertainment. For news-related or advertising queries, contact erongotalk@synergy.com.na. Erongo Talk, our community, your news.
3, 2, 1.
We Talk brings you community news that lies at the heart of Windhoek residents. We Talk aims to reach viewers who are between 25 and 45 years old, mostly women, with our largest viewership in the morning until 12 p.m. and then again after 7 p.m. This show is broadcasted on NTV, 1up2.com, and cross-shared on the following Facebook platforms: Windhoek Express, The Republican, Algemeine Zeitung, Namibian Sun, and Namibia Media Holdings. We Talk focuses on news from our website, community-based interviews, eliminating life's manifold frustrations in simple and deliciously clever ways, and more. Contact wetalk@synergy.com.na to share your community news, products, and services. You live, we talk.
Tourismus Namibia is a weekly tourism show that brings you the latest news in the tourism industry and topics related to that. If you would like to feature your brand or campaign on this platform, contact tourismus@synergy.com.na for news and advertising related queries. Tourismus, bring the world to Namibia.
Erongo Talk brings you community news in the Erongo region. Erongo Talk aims to reach coastal residents, keeping them updated on what's happening in their community. This show is broadcasted on NTV, 1up2.com, and cross-shared on the following Facebook platforms: Erongo, The Republican, Algemeine Zeitung, Namibian Sun, and Namibia Media Holdings. Erongo Talk focuses on community news, weather update, fishing report, helpful tips, as well as sport and entertainment. For news-related or advertising queries, contact erongotalk@synergy.com.na. Erongo Talk, our community, your news.
Just give me your heart, I won't make it break. That's all I love, that's all I love. Just give me your heart, I won't make it break. That's all I love, that's all I love. Streets are pretty empty. My heart used to be full. I would like to feel again what I felt with you. Happy, 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 happy. Come on, my love, show me. change. My eyes are full of tears again. Do I still make you happy?
Just open your heart, nikupokaga. Ekulukile meticho mumu ya jomagade. Just open your heart, nikupokaga. Ekulukile meticho mumu ya jomagade. Tambula mumetitimu, mumu no kalila. Elera mumetitimu, mumu no gadira. Grekuno chipwela, grekuno chidira. Siranjo chimkwiro, fit me, siranjo chikwira. Just open your heart, nikupokaga. Nikulukile meticho mumu ya jomagade. Just open your heart, nikupokaga. Nikulukile meticho mumu ya jomagade.
Streets are pretty empty. My heart used to be full. I would like to feel again what I felt with you. Happy.
Erongo Talk brings you community news in the Erongo region. Erongo Talk aims to reach coastal residents, keeping them updated on what's happening in their community. This show is broadcasted on NTV, 102.com, and cross-shared on the following Facebook platforms: Erongo, The Republican, Algemeine Zeitung, Namibian Sun, and Namibia Media Holdings. Erongo Talk focuses on community news, weather update, fishing report, helpful tips, as well as sport and entertainment. For news-related or advertising queries, contact Erongo Talk at synergy.com.na. Erongo Talk, our community, your news.
Take a load off and tune into another episode of Brave Namibia as we take a look at both ordinary and extraordinary Namibians. Brave Namibia is broadcasted on NTV Saturdays at 6:30 p.m. and 1up2.com, as well as broadcasted on the following Facebook platforms on Wednesday at 5:30 p.m. Republican, Algemeine Zeitung, Namibian Sun, and all Namibia Media Holdings pages. For more information, contact the Brave team at brave@synergy.com.na. Brave Namibia, for the ordinary and extraordinary Namibians.
Namibia's hospitality is as vibrant as its people. Join the What's Cooking team as they travel the country cooking, chatting, and celebrating local personalities and the joy of food. If you think you have a standout offering, whether it's a restaurant, bar, pop-up event, or braai stand, get in touch with the What's Cooking team at cooking@synergy.com.na, and we will be there to show the world what's cooking. Programs air every Friday at 4 p.m. on all the NMH Facebook platforms, as well as on NTV, DSTV channel 285, and GoTV channel 94 at 9 p.m.
Erongo Talk brings you community news in the Erongo region. For news-related or advertising queries, contact Erongo Talk at synergy.com.na. Erongo Talk, our community, your news.
Hi viewers, welcome back. So I am joined by Sam Amithutu, who is one of the trainers here at COSTEF. How are you, Sam?
I'm good. How are you, man?
I'm well. So Sam, today we're finding ourselves at COSTEF. Can you just, before we head right into the programs you offer, briefly explain or just give us a brief description about COSTEF itself?
Okay. COSTEF is a community center that is based this side of, the first building that you find when you're coming into Swakop. It started 2009, and it was built by the American people. So the center itself started 2014 here, and so we give, or let me say, we started the short course, giving short courses, and then we started 2018 with long courses, and we get accredited 2020. That's where you get our accreditation.
Yeah.
So we run 4 accredited courses, which is
accredited by, sorry,
yes,
accredited by NQA.
Yes,
okay.
accredited by NQA. Yes. So we have jewelry manufacturing, and we have graphic design, and fashion design, and clothing production, as well as leather manufacturing design.
Okay.
So they are all, let me say 4 of them are accredited, and leather is still in the process, and graphic design also, yes.
All right. And out of the 4 accredited programs, can you just briefly give us an insight of the duration, the context of each program, like how the students go through it each year?
Okay, all these courses, they are structured in 2. So one, you can decide if you want a full long course, then you get a level 2, or you can do a 3-month course, then you just get a certificate. Yeah, a certificate for that. So it's from Monday to Thursday, the long courses, and short courses are mostly just in the evening.
In the evening. All right, and can you tell us about this COSTEF staff as well? How many trainers do you have here? And you yourself, how does your day look like once you come to COSTEF, your day in work, training and so forth, interacting with the students? How is that for you?
It's a creative institution, so we are more into creativity, so it's actually a very, very exciting thing, and a very good experience, because then you tend to meet different creative people, and you learn a lot from students, and it's like we share a lot of ideas together. And in terms of trainers, we run different trades. So like I'm the visual artist, so I have to do with the paintings and entertainments and all that. And we have the jurors. They do the juries and all the sort of juries. And then we have the fashion designers that host like fashion shows most of the time. And then we have the marketing department that hosts events almost every month here at COSDEV, and allowing all the community people to come in and exhibit their work. And it's really just exciting because we tend to promote ourselves for developing the communities, and also encouraging more creativity.
I see. It's really busy, and it's just creativeness all the way. Sam, can you tell me, there's always this kind of stigma with regards to people that are technical and people that are academic. Where do you see the technical or TVET rather space compared to academics? You see, now we are seeing that there's a large number, of students, that's actually doing great with their hands. So where do you see that sphere, and why do you think there's still the stigma around, TVET and technical stuff with when hands are involved? Yes.
Okay. In general, one thing is that I would say, on my personal experience, is that we are a developing country, and when we talking about development, that means that we need a lot of developing people. Like, we need to create stuff. And I understand most of the people, they want to go for academic stuff because they only aim to be employed one day. But for us here, let me say in vocational or in TVET, we aim for self-employment, and also to find ourselves in a situation whereby we create more jobs, opportunity, and also to invent new jobs and create them. So
all right. So can you tell me, with regards to maybe a program of COSDEV during the year, like what type of events do you host? Do you have like open day events as well for the public? I understand last year when I came here, I saw that you had like a exhibition, where you have pamphlets of your programs and what COSDEV offers. So what other similar events do you host during the year?
We have like paint and wine night, yes. So whereby couples can come through and have a wine, and also do some painting that are inspired by certain artists. And we also do kiddies activities, whereby we give like small workshops to small kids. And we also have events like musical events, whereby the Swakop artists can come in and do some performance. And also we have Easter markets, and most of the events we do try by all means to create these events almost every month. And
All right, and you said you're focused more on, you're a trainer for visual arts, right? Yes. For me, first of all, I can't draw at all. So seeing me, if I have to enroll myself into that program, how do I, literally, the stock manikis that usually that one draws, how do you bring the creativeness out of the student to get to, that point as you're a visual arts trainer?
Okay, I'll say that on my side, when it comes to visual arts, a lot of people, they say that you need to be talented for you to be able to do it, but I find it not true, actually, because it's not really also a call. It can be a choice. You can decide with no skills at all, and with us, we start from scratch. We give you all the basic from knowing the color wheel, how to mix colors, and how to draw basic geometrical shapes, and with the geometrical shapes combining them with colors and all that. That's what you can now, or that's what can make you transform three-dimensional illusion into reality of any certain illustrations that you want to portray.
So definitely it's a process. So for you guys that also don't know how to draw anything down or anything visual arts related, COSDEV is the place to enroll at. Just speaking of, I'm sure you've been here for some quite time. Alumni of COSDEV, there are things like World Skills Africa, maybe students that were here, that took part in such competitions, or that had other exhibitions? You mentioned arts as well, that they exhibit maybe in part of fashion shows.
Yes.
That you can just share some light on.
Yes, there's a lot of positive feedbacks that we also get almost every year. So let me say, most of our students that comes here, like the ones that come here to study visual arts, they most of the time when they finish, they continue their studies at College of the Arts, where they aim now to get level 5 diploma. And the fashion design student also, they go for that. And we have had also a lot of students that have been sponsored, that some of them traveled to China, like one of the students, I think it was 2019, was chosen, and he went to China to go and attend some workshops and all that. And one of the visual arts that went to Italy, that won Shine Lighting Award through a drawing competition. And it happens most of the year, and also it really gives a lot of hope to our students, because the good news is that the trainers that are here, they are people that are in the industry already. So we are not
better not to teach them, right?
Exactly. So we are not just here for employment, but here also is our own hobby. So we love what we do here.
Great, so many success stories. Just speaking about, you mentioned levels. So how many levels, until which level does COSTEF offer with regards to the programs?
Okay, for 3 courses here, we only give until level 2, which is visual arts, graphic design, and leather craft design. And jewelry manufacturing and fashion design, they go until level 3. Yeah, so for you to do level 3, it's next extended year, so you have to do it in a second year.
All right.
Yeah.
Anything else you'd like to add about COSTEF? Do you have other branches, maybe just not in soccer, but countrywide?
Yes, we are the foundation, but in the meantime, we are the only arts and craft here. So the rest are the technical institutions, the COSDECs, that are all over. And we are looking forward to implement our courses like leather craft design. We are planning on moving it to Kobabes. Yes, and also visual arts, maybe to move it to Ondangwa, because this year we decided not to run visual arts here in Swakopmund. We are only going to offer it as short courses. So for a long course for now, it's that might only happen next year.
All right. So viewers, there you've heard it. This is the only COSTEF Arts and Crafts Center. The others are technical, right here in Swakopmund. So if you want to be creative and let your inner, creativeness come out, COSTEF Arts and Crafts Center right here in Swakopmund once again is the place to visit. Thank you so much, Sam, for sharing this beautiful, insight of COSTEF and what are the programs that the center offers. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you very much.
Erongo Talk brings you community news in the Erongo region. Erongo Talk aims to reach coastal residents, keeping them updated on what's happening in their community. This show is broadcasted on NTV, 1of2.com, and cross-shared on the following Facebook platforms: Erongo, The Republican, Algemeine Zeitung, Namibian Sun, and Namibia Media Holdings. Erongo Talk focuses on community news, weather update, fishing report, helpful tips, as well as sport and entertainment. For news-related or advertising queries, contact erongotalk at synergy.com.na. Erongo Talk, our community, your news.
I usually fill up about 2 tanks a week. A tank of fuel cost me about 140 to 150 Namibian dollars. I was very fortunate that a couple of my friends and I went to Tsumeb for the day, slept over, and then we rode back the next day. I found the service at the Namco service stations to be quite fast and friendly, which is really nice, especially when we're on the open road and we want to get to our next destination. What makes me proud Namibian is the fact that we've got all these lovely wide open spaces. And although we are from all different backgrounds, we can all get together and we can have a great time.
Namibia Media Holdings will once again publish the sought-after special focus edition on the marine and fishing sector, which will cover in-depth insight on the industry, its role players in government and private sector, and its stakeholders in Namibia. The Marine and Fishing Focus will be published on Tuesday, the 22nd of February 2023 in the NMH daily publications, namely Republican, Namibian Sun and Algemeine Zeitung. To find out more about the combined advertising packages including print, social and digital media, as well as NTV, contact us at focuseditions@synergy.com.na.
Erongo Talk brings you community news in the Erongo region. Erongo Talk aims to reach coastal residents, keeping them updated on what's happening in their community. This show is broadcasted on NTV, 1up2.com, and cross-shared on the following Facebook platforms: Erongo, The Republican, Algemeine Zeitung, Namibian Sun, and Namibia Media Holdings. Erongo Talk focuses on community news, weather update, fishing report, helpful tips, as well as sport and entertainment. For news-related or advertising queries, contact Erongo Talk at synergy.com.na. Erongo Talk, our community, your news.
Sunset News is a daily news show focusing on national headlines as well as international news. The target audience of Sunset News is people in Southern Africa with access to the internet and daily newspapers. Sunset News is broadcasted on NTV, 1up2.com, and cross-shared on the following Facebook platforms: Namibian Sun, Republican, Algemeine Zeitung, Namibia Media Holdings. Sunset News focuses on news, community stories, story of the day, economic news, international news, and sport. Contact sunset at synergy.com.na. Sunset News. Don't end your day without us.
For news-related or advertising queries, contact Erongo Talk at synergy.com.na. Erongo Talk, our community, your news.
And then viewers, unfortunately we come to the end of this exciting Erongo Talk episode. If you guys want to read more on what we brought you today, please make sure to visit our website. That's at www.erongo.com.na. Alternatively, you can watch our online TV channel, that's at 1up2.com, or you can join us on DSTV channel 285 or GoTV channel 94. If you guys have stories to share with us, please make sure to reach out to us on 0811 7040. That's 0811 7040. You can also follow us on our Facebook page. That's on you can follow us on our social media pages. That's on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Alternatively, you can send us your news tips on newstips at erongo.com.na. And then viewers, that's all from me, your host Sheldon. Join us today. Until we see each other next time, it's a goodbye.